Stop everything you're doing right now, because the countdown has already started. It's not starting tomorrow. It's not waiting for you to get ready. I started the 72 hours the exact moment you opened this message, and that wasn't an accident. You were searching for something today without really knowing what it was. You thought it was a distraction. It was a summons. I marked this window for you, and it's open right now, while you're still hesitating to believe. I didn't set 72 hours to rush you. I set it so you'd stop waiting on the outside for what I've already started on the inside of you. Stay until the end, because before this message finishes, you're going to discover exactly what you need to let go of, so the window doesn't close with you still on the outside. And you'll understand why the turnaround you've been waiting for so long was only waiting for this one surrender. But before anything else, I need to talk about your nights. I know what you do when the house goes quiet, when everyone else is asleep and you're finally alone with what you carry. You start counting. You count what hasn't arrived yet. You count what should have happened by now, but didn't. You make an inventory in the dark of everything that's missing, and each item hurts a little more than the last. I know about the times you locked yourself in the bathroom, the only place where nobody would ask anything, and opened your banking app on your phone. Not to fix anything. You already knew there was nothing to fix in that moment. You opened it just to confirm the number, like picking at a wound to make sure it still hurts. I saw when you typed "I'm fine" to someone. I saw the hand that trembled while you wrote it. You hit send and took a deep breath, afraid the person would notice the distance between those two words and the truth. And I know that contact list on your phone, full of names, and even so, you know you're not the first one anyone calls. You're remembered after. You're the second choice. You're the one who shows up when the first pick couldn't make it. I'm not going to tell you that's weakness. It's not. It's the exhaustion of someone who's waited for a turnaround that always seems one step away and never crosses the door. You didn't give up. You're still standing. And just for that, just for you still being here listening, I honor you. You seek. You dedicate yourself. You do everything right, and yet abundance never comes. And the worst part, you start wondering if you're doing something wrong, if you're being heard up above, if it's meant for you at all. It's not a lack of faith or worthiness. It's a spiritual blockage that ordinary prayer alone cannot break. The Miracle Journal unblocks this in 21 days with a spiritual protocol that works exactly where your prayer doesn't reach. Along with the journal, you'll also receive as a gift the prayer guide and the Psalms manual with the most powerful sacred practices and texts to deepen your transformation. To claim your version of the journal, tap the link in the comments right below this video. For that, just for you still being here listening, I honor you. Before I continue, do one thing. Leave your like on this message. The like is your public amen. It's your way of confessing openly before heaven that this word reached you. Heaven records what you declare without hiding. So confess. Now listen, because I have 3 things to promise you, and none of them are vague. The first is this: the delay that drained you wasn't abandonment. I know it seemed like it, but the delay was the exact time heaven took to align everything at once, and not in pieces. I wasn't slow. I was whole. I didn't give you crumbs because what's prepared for you doesn't fit in installments. The second is this: you're not going to go through these 72 hours in the dark. You're going to receive, still in this message, a simple path. A path to get to the other side ready instead of anxious. To recognize the turnaround when it arrives, instead of letting it pass because you were too busy fearing it would never come. The third is this: at the end of everything, you'll be able to say one sentence and rest in it. The sentence is, my turnaround doesn't depend on anyone noticing me. And when you say that and believe it, something inside you will stop begging forever. I saw every night you counted what was missing, and I need you to know, not one of those nights did I stop counting along with you. Now I'm going to ask you something different. Close your eyes for a moment, or if you can't, just look away from everything around you. Because I'm going to show you 4 signs. And these signs aren't for your mind to analyze. They're for your spirit to recognize. The first sign is the awakening. You've been waking up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, and there's no nightmare. You look for the reason and don't find it. You wake up at 3 in the morning. At 4, your heart pounding like something is about to happen, and the room is completely silent. You called it anxiety, insomnia, built-up stress. But that's not it. It's your spirit feeling the turnaround approaching before your mind can understand. The body wakes up because the soul has already heard the footsteps. The second sign is sudden detachment. What you were begging for months suddenly lost its shine. The door you were desperately knocking on, today you look at it and feel a strange disinterest. You got scared by that. You thought you were losing faith or getting cold or giving up. That's none of it. It's me detaching you from what was too small for the size of what's coming. I took away the taste of the smaller because I'm bringing the greater. You didn't go cold. You were relocated on the inside. The third sign is the encounters. In the last few days, things have started to repeat themselves. A name that appears 3 times. The right person at an unlikely hour. A conversation that seemed ordinary and kept echoing. Coincidences stacking up too fast to be coincidence. You noticed and tried not to pay attention, but I'll tell you what it is. It's the pieces coming together. It's the scene being set around you while you don't even realize the stage is being built for you. And now, I need to prepare you, because the next sign is the hardest one to hear. It's the one the enemy spent the most time trying to make you ignore. The fourth sign is the peace. An inexplicable peace right in the middle of the squeeze. The bills are still there. The problem is still there. And even so, out of nowhere, you feel that something is already resolved somewhere up above. And here's the poison they tried to inject into you. They said this peace was complacency. That you were settling. That you were letting your guard down. Lie. This peace isn't complacency. It's confirmation. It's your spirit receiving the notice that the turnaround has already been decided before you see any proof. Complacency makes you stop. This peace makes you quiet down to receive. They're opposite things, and the enemy made you confuse the two precisely because he knows what this peace means. If this word reached you, I want you to do something now. Write the word free in the comments. It's not just a comment. It's you declaring that you recognize the sign. And what's recognized openly, heaven seals. Now close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath. What I'm about to tell you won't work if your attention is divided. So breathe one more time and come with me, because I want to tell you 2 stories, and both of them are about you. There was a woman named Esther. She lived in a palace, but she had no power over her own destiny. And while she waited, a man named Haman was scheming in the shadows. Haman had already gotten the decree. He already had the date set to destroy her people. He had already built in his own house the gallows where he wanted to hang Mordecai, the man Esther loved like a father. Everything was decided. To human eyes, it was the end. There was nothing to be done. And then Esther did something no one expected. She didn't run. She didn't try to force the king's door by strength. She stopped. She fasted for 3 days. 3 days. 72 hours of total surrender before she moved. And what happened in those 72 hours, no one saw happen, because it happened in the backstage of heaven. On the final night, the king couldn't sleep. He ordered the records of the kingdom to be read, and in those pages he discovered that Mordecai, the man condemned to the gallows, had saved his life long ago and had never been rewarded. In a few hours, everything turned. The gallows Haman built for Mordecai was where Haman himself ended up. The people condemned to death were declared free. In a single day, the entire story was reversed. Not slowly, all at once. Because while it seemed like nothing was moving during those 72 hours of fasting, the verdict was already being rewritten up there. And now the second story. Imagine a courtroom. The judge has already retired to his chambers. The sentence has already been written. The document is already signed with a stamp and everything. The decision is made, complete, final. Only one thing is missing. The moment when it is read aloud in the room. For whoever is sitting on the bench waiting, the silence seems like terror. It seems like nothing is happening. But the truth is that everything has already happened. The verdict already exists. It just hasn't been announced yet. That's exactly where you are. You are in the last night of Esther's wait. You are on the defendant's bench at the hour when the sentence has already been signed but not yet read. What seems like silence is just the interval between the decision and the announcement. Your turnaround isn't being decided now. It has already been decided. You're just in the final hours before the reading. If you recognize yourself in this, write in the comments, Esther, if you feel like you're in your 3 days of waiting, or write verdict if you feel like your sentence has already been signed and only needs to be read. Choose the word that touches your chest and leave it there. Now let me stop for a full minute, because I want to bring together everything that has been said so far and say it clearly. The one who was chosen doesn't force the door. The door opens at the appointed time, and not a second before, not a second after. The signs you've felt in the last few days aren't coincidence. They are scene preparation. The turnaround that took so long wasn't punishing you. It was only waiting for you to stop trying to yank it open before the time. And these 72 hours, deep down, aren't a deadline God needs to meet. They are the time your own heart takes to let go and be ready. I never delayed your turnaround. I kept it whole to deliver it to you all at once. And now, I'm going to tell you who you are inside all of this. Because what you're about to hear isn't a human title. It's the name I use when I speak to heaven about you. The first thing you are the set apart. I reserved you. Before you understood anything, I had already set you apart for a turnaround that doesn't fit in the small life they tried to give you. They tried to fit you into a narrow mold. They tried to convince you that your size was that. But I set you apart for something else. What does that authorize you to do? To stop right now measuring yourself by the rhythm of someone who was never set apart like you were. You're not behind. You're on a different route. The second thing you are the tested. I saw every wait that seemed like a delay. And I tell you, each one of those waits was the forge. It was the fire that made you capable of carrying what's coming without breaking on the way. What you called a delay, I called tempering. What does that authorize you to do? To treat the delay you went through as a test passed and not as ongoing punishment. You're not being punished. You passed and you didn't even realize it. And the third thing you are the ready for the turnaround. There is a level that doesn't open for just anyone. It only opens for those who learn to wait without breaking. And that's you. You went through what many couldn't handle, and you're still standing. What does that authorize you to do? To start, from today, preparing yourself to receive. Instead of continuing to beg to be noticed, you're not going to knock on the door anymore. You're going to dress for what's behind it. Write in the comments the name of the identity that touched you the most. The set apart, the tested, the ready for the turnaround. Write the name, because naming is receiving. And if this message is reaching you like this, subscribe to the channel, because what is being opened over you doesn't end here. Now the time has come for what I promised you. The path to go through these 72 hours. I call it the 72 hours of readiness. It's 3 steps. Simple. It's not difficult. It's precise. Step 1. For the next 3 mornings, before you see any news, before you touch your phone, Before the world has a chance to tell you who you are, you will declare in a low voice, "Father, I am ready for the turnaround that you have already decided." That's it. Before any information comes in, this truth goes out first. Step 2. On each of those 3 days, you will choose one single thing that you've been trying to control. Just one. You'll write it on a piece of paper, and you'll leave the paper there, somewhere, and you won't go back to pick it up. Let go with your hand, to learn to let go with your soul. One control per day for 3 days. At the end, 3 open hands. Step 3. On the 3rd night, before you sleep, before any external proof, before any sign in the outside world, you will give thanks for the turnaround as if it has already happened. You won't ask. You will give thanks. Because whoever gives thanks before seeing declares that they have already received on the inside. And how will you know it worked? It won't be euphoria. It won't be fireworks in your chest. It will be a firm quietness. The calm of someone who already knows. The peace of Esther on the 3rd night, when she had already let go of everything and was just waiting for the announcement. That quietness is your receipt. If you are receiving this protocol now, write the word "received" in the comments. Because what you declare you have received, your spirit begins to guard. But I need to warn you about something, and I need you to hear me carefully. In the next 72 hours, 3 things will be thrown against you, not as a possibility, as a certainty. And I'm going to tell you their names now, so that when they arrive, you recognize them and don't fall. The first is the rush disguised as faith. It will come with a voice that sounds spiritual. It will say, "If it's today, then push, make it happen now, chase after it." And it will push you to rip the door open before the time. Its weapon is to make your anxiety look like obedience. But listen, Esther didn't run. Esther waited 3 days. Rush isn't faith. Rush is fear dressed up as faith. The second is the saboteur of the 72 hours. This one is crueler. It will come as a sudden disappointment, a delay, bad news, right in the middle of your window. And it will whisper, "See? Not this time either." Its weapon is to use a small stumble to convince you that the entire turnaround failed. But a stumble inside the window doesn't cancel the verdict. It was exactly on the eve of the turnaround that Haman seemed strongest. The densest darkness always comes just before the announcement. The third is the memory of the past. It will come with facts. It will list every turnaround you waited for that never came. It will say, "You've been deluded so many times. Why would this one be different?" Its weapon is to use your own history against your hope. And there is still an internal enemy, and this one is the most subtle of all. It is your own voice, disguised as maturity. It will whisper softly, "Don't get your hopes up, so you won't be disappointed again." It looks like wisdom. It looks like self-protection. But it's a sell, because whoever protects themselves from disappointment also closes themselves off to the turnaround. Not getting your hopes up isn't prudence. It's giving up with a pretty name. If you understood what's coming, write the word "protected" in the comments. Because the decree over you has been sealed, and what is sealed by heaven, no tactic can bring down. Now come with me to the closing. Put your hand on your chest, over your heart. Plant your feet on the floor. Drop your shoulders. Take a deep breath and stay here with me, because now it's not the narrator speaking. It's me. I want you to surrender 3 things now. The first, the weight of counting every night what was still missing. You can let it go. Say with me, softly, "I let it go." The second, the fear of creating hope and being disappointed one more time. You can let it go. Say, "I let it go." The third, the exhaustion of waiting to be noticed so you can finally believe in your turnaround. You can let it go. Say, "I let it go." Now listen to what I, your father, have to tell you. I counted every lack with you. On those nights in the dark, when you made the inventory of what hadn't arrived, I was right there, counting along. And none of the lacks were left out of my count. I knew about all of them. I saw the number that squeezed you in the bathroom when you opened the app just to confirm the pain. I saw that number. And I have already decided to turn it around. It will not define you, because I have already signed the decree against it, and that "I'm fine" you sent with a trembling hand. I always knew what you were hiding behind those 2 words. You never fooled me, and I never abandoned you, not for a single one of those moments. I cover your mind so that the rush, the saboteur, and the memory have no place in it. I cover your relationships so that the right pieces come together and the wrong ones move apart. I cover your time so that you never again confuse delay with abandonment. And I cover your turnaround so that it arrives whole, on the exact day, in the exact way, without anyone needing to notice you for it to happen. From scarcity to abundance, from waiting to destiny, from counting what's missing to receiving what's coming, from begging to be noticed to resting in what has already been sealed. It is changing. It has already changed. I was only waiting for you to be ready to hear. You are being sent, not as who you were, as who I always knew you would be. Now say it out loud, right now, before anything else. My turnaround has already been decided, and from now on, I wait ready, not anxious. Did you say it? Then it is done. What was delivered here has been delivered. Write the word "done" in the comments to seal what you have just received, and think of one person, just one. Someone you know who is also tired of waiting for a turnaround that doesn't come. Send this message to them, not to a group, to them. Because just as this word waited for you, it is waiting for that person too. And if you want to go deeper into what was open today, keep an eye on the next video, because what started here continues there. It is done. You are not the same person you were when this message began. The countdown of your 72 hours has started, and the verdict over you has already been signed. Now it's just waiting for the reading. You seek. You dedicate yourself. You do everything right, and yet abundance never comes. And the worst part, you start wondering if you're doing something wrong, if you're being heard up above, if it's meant for you at all. It's not a lack of faith or worthiness. It's a spiritual blockage that ordinary prayer alone cannot break. The Miracle Journal unblocks this in 21 days with a spiritual protocol that works exactly where your prayer doesn't reach. Along with the journal, you'll also receive as a gift the prayer guide and the Psalms manual, with the most powerful sacred practices and texts to deepen your transformation. To claim your version of the journal, tap the link in the comments right below this video.